ahead. All right, we're live. Go ahead.
Well,
Because
that
it's
last
good
play,
conversation.
I mean, going to zero blitz, and then, I mean, that's a rookie corner. I mean, granted, it was a rookie wide receiver, but the fastest one I think in history as far as the 40-yard dash is concerned. He ran a 4.27 or whatever.
Right.
Um,
The defensive coordinator get fired right after?
Yeah.
well, no, I think he's part of it. I mean, he's with them. They're just tanking as an organization. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
at
that
this
was
point-
the Philadelphia that got fired.
Oh, was it?
No, the
Yeah.
Jets guy, he got fired. The defensive.
Oh, he
coordinator.
got fired?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
oh, really?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they're really trying to make him a scapegoat for helping them
Yeah.
get the number one overall pick, huh?
They're like, dude, blow this play, but we're gonna have to fire you afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. We got. Someone's got to take the fall for this.
How about the rest of the game though? He did a darn good job.
Yeah,
I mean, against a
and
fairly decent team in the
there
Raiders.
is history. Like if they were showing something like that guy on Hail Mary plays,
Yeah.
he is
Yeah.
known for blitzing, which
Yeah.
a lot of people don't do. But
You
no
don't
one's ever done a zero blitz.
Yeah, you
That
don't
means
allow-
there is just one man on each wide receiver.
I mean, literally by the books, you run prevent. Like, and if you want to bring like one or two blitzers, then fine. But you run prevent beyond that.
And you still like the two people that don't blitz out of that would be safeties that are sitting back at the end zone.
Sure.
So yes, there's less people back there, but like not something crazy. Like that was nuts.
And to his credit, it has worked 8 times in the past.
Really?
An
Yeah.
all-out blitz on like a last-second Hail Mary.
Yeah. For
Well,
him.
but worked in the sense of like he got the sack or like tipped the pass or tipped the arm or like the Hail Mary was unsuccessful.
No, the Hail Mary was unsuccessful.
Yeah, because Hail Marys are unsuccessful by nature. Like that's not supposed
Yeah.
to work.
Right. I know.
But I'm
I'm
curious,
just
like
saying,
if he blitzed 8 times and they got
that wasn't even a
pressure-
Hail Mary, though. That wasn't even a Hail
True.
Mary. That was just a pass to the end zone.
Yeah,
That was just a one-on-one pass. Okay,
yeah.
let's
He
throw it up
turned a
and get
Hail
it.
Mary into Derek Carr,
That's
just
true.
lobbing one up and be like, okay.
Yeah, that's right.
I like it. I like how the Hunter Renfro was smart enough. He knew that Ruggs was going to get it, so he took his guy a little bit away. It's amazing. These guys are thinking so quick. So Hunter moves his guy away because he's
Yeah.
got it. All this happening at this just these guys are so good. All these NFL players. This just blow my mind how quick they can be to think on the spot. I don't know. How Derek was just smart enough to step up and throw it.
Yeah, it was a really good play by him, too. I mean, to move up in the
Yeah.
pocket, move over to the left,
Yeah,
and then, I mean, it's not like it's a hard pass at that point, but he had just overthrown a really easy pass to play before.
exactly.
So he made the throw, but it was just a weird
Nice
play.
adjustment by Ruggs. Ruggs made a sweet adjustment. Of course, they show it from every angle now. I didn't even know they
Yeah.
had them in the cameras.
Yeah.
And it was cool how Ruggs really. He was saying it took forever to come down, right? I bet, but his adjustment to the ball was good because I think he redeemed himself because he choked. A couple
Yeah.
of times he fumbled, and then a missed pass. He didn't have a good game. He's all these other rookie receivers are doing better than him. So all of them.
All right. Well,
Okay.
since we're already on it, we'll recap it. But let's see here. Everybody had Miami over Cincinnati. That makes sense. Everybody had Chicago over the Lions.
Yeah.
But the Lions, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Lions won that. Flip a coin, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say about that.
Stafford throwing for 400 yards is what makes me the most surprised about that game.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
that
that's a good
defense
point.
every week is getting worse, the Bears defense.
Yeah.
Like at the beginning of the year, like when they were looking at least like an NFL caliber football team, it was like they were, scraping by with like defensive like plays. But yeah, 400 yards to Stafford. I mean, good God, he doesn't even do that against the bad teams nowadays.
Yeah. I think he had the most, I think, this week too.
Didn't
He
like
did.
Baker have the most yards?
That would make
No, Baker had he had 334 passing. He probably had it with running,
No.
like combined
I was
yards.
thinking he had like 434.
No, it was 334. Actually, Carr had second most with 381 on that last pass. Oh no, I'm sorry, Tannehill. Tannehill had the
389.
389. But here's what gets me: you have your quarterback for the Patriots who gets 59 yards passing, and they win the game 45-0 or whatever the hell it was. I mean, my God, are you kidding me?
Oh,
That's unbelievable.
I mean, to
Anyway.
be honest, Belichick is he's having to come up with shit. He's like, all right, so we don't have a quarterback. Let's figure this stuff out. Defense,
Well,
do something. Punt return one. I got Ozlevsky or whatever as my surprise player of the year or the week.
Yeah, I know. I got him
God.
too. I know. Yeah, and then you have McCourty who scores 2 touchdowns too, blocking it,
Yeah.
kicking an interception or whatever. Whatever.
Yeah,
Just
they
let
blocked-
those
they
guys
blocked
do
one
it.
kick for a touchdown, and then the return guy for the
Yeah.
punt return,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, trust me, I know. I had in fantasy, I had their defense 74 points.
yes, you did.
That was
Really?
better than.
That was the only way you were going to secure second place. So I was looking at y'all's matchup earlier in the day. I was like, oh God,
There's no
gonna
way.
I'd get kind of crushed in this one. And I think I just did it. I just wrote that one off, and I went back and looked the next day. I was like, you won by 20?
4 by 4.
And it was 2 until stat corrections.
That's true. That's true. All right, Atlanta Saints. We were mixed on that one, and boy, those Saints. What is that? 6, 7 in a row?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something
they're
like
killing
that.
it.
That was one of
Yeah.
my mark my words, and the Falcons came out and laid a dud.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
theirs.
Yeah, no doubt. No
Saints
doubt. I
defense
get
is
it.
good.
They are. I mean, it really surprised me because really the quarterback doesn't have to do a whole lot. It kind of gives me the feeling or the feedback of kind of like a Eli Manning Giants kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. How about this? Travis Pittman. Hey, Chipper and Steven. Beard Bros.
What's up, baby?
No PH. I'm not Stefan.
That's right. I love it. That was cool. We got Jaguars and Vikings, and the Vikings pretty much took that one. We kind of knew that one though, didn't we?
Wow, that was
But that was
close.
close, right?
Overtime
I
win.
know. I can't believe that. I was just like, what? Why are you letting them even be this close?
I called that though. I said Jacksonville loses every game by very close margins. They're the absolute best worst team. They won't win any games, but they lose by less than a touchdown all the time.
It's crazy, isn't it? We got Browns, Titans, and everybody took the Titans, and they shouldn't have.
I don't even know what to think, but
That's mind blowing. I mean, I know Tennessee's defense is not that great, but I mean, Cleveland, Jesus.
Yeah, no doubt. I just can't believe. Yeah, I mean, for them to do, Cleveland's defense was better than I thought. That was my biggest surprise this week. Probably was Cleveland's defense. How decent they did. I mean, I'm not saying because you got a freaking pretty good offense on Titans with that running back. Seriously,
not this week. But that is they have such a Achilles heel. It's usually most of the time when people stop Henry, the Titans just can't do it. I mean, I know he picked up a lot of garbage time points. Tannehill did.
yeah. you do.
And well, the thing is I think I talked about it last week how Henry he just gets tons of carries. He rarely gets below 20, and the week that he gets 15 is why it looks like he's done bad here.
I'm telling you, it makes all the
He's
so
not-
when you can stop that or shut that down, I mean, it's incredible.
Well, I think that goes on Tennessee's play calling. Maybe it was game flow. I didn't watch the game, but
They got down.
Well, it's because Cleveland, they were down early, way
24
early,
to 24 to 7.
touchdowns.
Or
still,
something.
that
Yeah,
usually doesn't dissuade fucking Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee usually always will hand the rock to Henry.
That's
But
true.
yeah, I mean, to be fair, you say Cleveland's defense, but I mean, they still let up 35 and almost 400 pass yards to Tannehill.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Good point. Yeah,
but they
valid
did
point.
do a good job, I guess, of slowing down Henry. But I mean, he still averaged 4 yards a carry, which isn't terrible.
Henry
Something good.
needs those 2 or 3 breakaway 40-yard touchdown runs,
Yeah.
which he usually gets.
Yeah, give him the ball 20, 25 times, he's going to
Yeah.
get at least 2 of those,
Yep.
So I guess actually probably better on Cleveland's offense that they, had the game flow
Oh, good.
go against Henry.
Yeah, next game was Mark. You almost had it with the Jets over the Raiders, but we already talked about that one.
He did have it. It was
He did have
everybody's survivor pick. I was like, oh, hell. Miles and I were sitting there watching it. I was like, and we were watching Red Zone. Of course, we didn't get that game. I was like, oh, no. That just got drugged. The ball was in the air. I was like, no way. Because, once that ball's released, you can kind of tell
Yeah.
whether he meant to throw it. And he meant
Right.
to throw that one.
Yeah.
Put it right on the money. But, yeah.
Yeah, I'll never understand
Crazy.
a zero blitz. I swear at that point, it's hard to admit you're not tanking. You don't zero blitz on the last play of the game. I know
Yeah.
there was like 10 seconds or so left, but whatever.
It doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense. Like I said
Really?
before, literally by the book, you run prevent right there.
Right. Yeah, and like you said, if you want to be crazy, blitz 2 extra guys. See what happens.
Yes, something.
Don't blitz the
Yeah,
whole team and hope one guy's covering the whole receiving core.
Yeah, that's crazy.
that's right.
Fun game though. I mean, wild.
Yeah. Colts Texans. We pretty much all took the Colts except for Tom and Mark, and Tom and Mark lost because the Texans did too.
Yeah, Lamar. Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
Oh, what's it? Not Lamar. Deshaun.
That was the fumble,
Watson.
right? Or
Watson.
the bad, it was really a bad snap.
Yeah, but that was it. That was the game.
That's crazy.
I needed that. I really needed that. Not the fumble. Right. That's it's wild.
It probably. I mean, they were in the right position. I mean, they're in position to win the damn thing. I mean, that's for sure. I mean, you got to give them that. Why? I don't know. Go under center. Everybody's doing the. You can't though. I mean, everybody's doing the damn shotgun. It doesn't matter. But I don't know. The next one's just crazy. Giants, Seattle.
Yeah.
Everybody took Seattle. I mean, seriously.
What a defense, huh? The Giants' defense.
Good on the
Golly.
Giants.
Yeah, that's my biggest surprise was Gallman. That man went off running the ball.
He's been doing it for 3 or 4 weeks, though. Been steady Freddy.
Yeah, but so Seattle's defense, their DBs is what makes them absolutely terrible. But their linebackers against the run and whatnot usually are pretty good. I just didn't think Gallman would run that well against them.
Yeah, he's normally pretty bad. He's been pretty good this season with I think filling in for Devontae Freeman, but yeah, he did his thing. That was, I mean, honestly, at this point, good on the Giants, and I'm kind of on that train to win the division now. But the Seahawks are this is because it was they're vulnerable before, but this is a really bad Seahawks team now. If Russell Wilson does not go out there and just straight up pop off, they don't really win.
He has to win the game for him.
And MV 400 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Right, because he did bad by no means, but he literally has to pop off every game.
Yeah, I mean, and it's week 14. He's probably sick of that shit. Somebody else step up.
Well, since the Legion of Boom, he's been doing that, really. Since the Legion of Boom left. So that's what, 4 or 5 years now that Russell Wilson has been carrying a team?
Yeah.
That's
And
tough.
So the end of their schedule, they have the Jets, they have Washington, they have the Rams, and they have San Francisco. So in my opinion, they have a chance to do something. I mean, they can. It's just they have to. They're almost at the point where they have to,
It's going to be tough for them to beat the Rams because the Rams defense is playing lights out every game.
They really are.
Once again, if they start clicking again, if Russell Wilson gets – because it's not that's crazy for him to play like that.
Right.
But if he starts
beat
clicking,
anybody.
they can beat anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like I think we were talking about this a few weeks ago about how like Seattle had been winning so many games, and I said like at some point in the playoffs, like they could drop to any team, is because Russell Wilson literally is the team,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's
And he's
happening
proved that.
before playoffs. Now.
Yeah. And the thing is they're playing in their common opponent division is the Giants, Washington, Dallas, all that. So they had some fairly easy games, except they lose to the Giants. It's like, come on. And then they got to play Washington. So who knows? Washington's been doing well too. So, I mean, whatever. I mean, it's
still, I mean, you pass rush when you have to bring your safety in to be your leading rusher, then then you're taking away your secondary, which already sucks. You know,
Well, I swear, one of those sequences, Jamal Adams actually came in, got a sack on my second down, and then they let up the third down. So I was like, well, damn. So it's not even working out when he does come.
when he does,
you still let up the next play. Like, was he have to blitz every play?
Yes, they do. Yes. And then the next one was Rams Cardinals. Rams pretty much won that one. That was split between the group. Steven, Chipper, and Scooter all took the Cardinals, but the Rams did win that one. They're just doing well. Like you said, I think they're doing well on defense, especially.
They are, and the Cardinals are not. I don't know why the Cardinals started the season hot, right? Kyler Murray was like, wow, he's the real deal.
They've been very hot and cold. I think they won 2, lost 2, won like 4, lost 4.
Yeah.
Is that the right amount of games? Like they seriously, they're so up and down. But it is. I mean, their defense looks good. Some weeks Kyler looks like the MVP some weeks, and then some weeks he doesn't. But then to be fair, like, I mean, Jared Goff, granted, I think I don't even remember what the quote was, but it was not last game, but the game before when they lost, like, kind of embarrassingly. Oh, it was to the 49ers. Right, wasn't it them to the 49ers? I think it was. But
I think it was.
The coach made like a comment basically calling him out that like they need more consistent play out of their quarterback.
Wow.
And the next 2 games he's come out and thrown for like 400 yards.
It's 351 yards. This in the touch. Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, there's your consistency. And they're finally getting Cam Akers like as like the number 1 running back. They're finally doing that. So
I think he actually had a rushing touchdown too, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. He stepped it up. So, and the next game, Eagles, Green Bay. Green Bay tore them up. We all went with them. Kansas City over Broncos. Pretty much, Kansas City just took that game. That's just crazy. Yeah, no, for sure. The Eagles wasn't though. The Eagles, I mean, they just look so bad.
They are so bad.
They're. I think it's just part of that division. You have to be.
Yeah.
I think at the beginning of the season, they said, okay, this division, guys, here's what we're going to do.
So a rookie quarterback is not going to save them.
No,
I don't care what anybody says. It's not all on Wentz. You can say that all you want, but I don't think that's true at all.
I mean, some of it is. I mean,
of course it is. Of course
you get your ass beat all season long. Right. So that rookie quarterback, so he came in, he did okay, right? Didn't he throw a pick?
He threw a pick, but he threw a really nice touchdown. It was on the 4th down. He scrambled around a little bit, threw a touchdown. Like, I mean, to be honest, if offensive line is part of the problem, then I like Jalen Hurts better,
right?
Because he can move.
He's going to be able to. Yeah, he's mobile.
But
Carson,
Carson Wentz is like he's more talented. But then, like to the Eagles' defense, I mean, how long can you just run the way Carson Wentz is playing this year? How can you just keep running him out there?
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
So just beat the crap out of the next guy, right?
True. Or at least what it could do is like if you go out there and Jalen Hurts is having all the same issues, at least it can paint a picture to the fan base and to the rest of the teams like, hey, this wasn't all Carson's fault.
Yeah.
Like this guy's dealing with it too. Like maybe that's the goal. Or it's just like find a way to win games and Carson's not doing it now, so see if the next guy can.
Yeah, and here's the other thing too. In my because I've had their defense all year. Their defense is not that bad as far as
defense.
Well, I'm just saying that they're okay. I mean, I'm not saying they're the best. They're probably not the top ranked, but all I am saying is they do give us. Yeah. I mean, they do give them a chance. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. Oh, look, there's Dana out there. Hey, Dana, how are you? She said 2 lives in one night. Yes, we do it every Wednesday. I do my show, and then I turn around and do this one. Good to see you. She was actually on the show, the earlier show. But anyway,
Nice.
yeah. So yeah. I mean, that. So like I said, I've had their defense. I think they're pretty strong that way. But anyway, what about the upset next one, the Washington Red football team?
Yeah, bravo.
Wow,
No one
man.
talk about it.
Isn't that crazy? I was so happy about that. It was just so nice to see him. I mean, that it's so good to see the team doing good. I'm a big Ron Rivera fan, and obviously Alex Smith.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys, I'm happy to see them win, even if they don't have a name.
Yeah.
True. But to be honest, even as like a Steelers fan, I mean, like that's got to be like a good game to lose. I mean, of course, you want to go undefeated. You
Yeah,
don't ever want to look that sloppy in a game, but like, what that game doesn't matter. It's a non-conference game.
Right.
sure,
It's a team that's not even like
right.
they probably won't even make the playoffs. So it's not like
Hey, they're gonna win their division.
Yeah, I think
They might win the division. Yeah.
So you're saying
So-
there's a chance?
and get a first round bye too.
Yeah. As far as losing as a Pittsburgh fan, that's the one that you want to. You're right. It's not. It's
Yeah.
a non-conference
Like,
game.
don't lose to the Browns or the Ravens, where like one just as
Yeah.
rivals, but two that could influence. Probably not this year. Probably won't influence like standings, but
And you don't have that 72 Dolphins thing hanging over your head anymore. You know? I'd rather do it this way than the way that New England did it, right? Losing the Super Bowl. So
Right.
But what? That's a couple games in a row. I mean, granted, the Steelers have been in some crazy schedules so the past 2 weeks. Games
Yeah.
get called off, and then they had to they
That's
still had to go.
true.
Even though it was a Monday night game, they had to go
That's
on
right.
short rest.
That's right.
So I mean, it's a weird schedule, but it kind of does make you worry a little bit. Like if people like caught on to what they do well. I mean,
or
they
what
just
we
don't
don't do well, which is run the
Right.
ball.
True. True, and then like Ben's short passes were carrying y'all through the first part of the year, but like maybe people are just covering those up. I mean, granted, Ben still did pretty well.
They got blocked. They
Yeah,
had
but
like 4 blocks in that game. Or
Washington's defense is no joke. They're good.
yeah. No, they're
Well,
good.
let me
That
ask
big
you.
man.
So, is that because Ben throws so much? I mean, is their running game not good because they just don't run that much?
No, their running game's not good because
They're not good. Okay.
Not that good.
Yeah.
All
So
right. Well, I mean,
and our offensive line is strong. The offensive line it can run block, but
yeah, usually that translates into a good run. But even they used Cooper last year or whatever his name is
Connor,
with Connor with a dump pass. I mean, they did that all the time and it was successful.
I also think that the new style, and I don't know if this is because Big Ben's arms is not as strong, but like they are throwing the ball so much quicker than they ever have in the past. I
Yeah,
think
it
it was on the
gets
last
back
Sunday night game. Like they just throw the ball like insanely quick. Where Big Ben used to stand back there for 25 seconds and do whatever he wanted. So I think if you know the ball's coming out quick anyway, safeties will move up. Which when safeties move up, linebackers creep in a little bit. That helps against the run. So
Yeah.
maybe it's just like a bipartisan, like it's helping indirectly against the run.
I bet
And, like,
Rivera
football
game
passes.
planned. You're not going to get to him. He's getting rid of the ball too quick. You're not going to
True.
stack him.
True.
Jump up in the air, count to 2, and jump up in the air.
Yep.
And
Yeah, that's a good point.
they batted down 4 or 5 passes. You know,
Yeah.
it's as good
And the
as
two
it's
teams they looked rough against is what, the Ravens and the Washington. So I mean that's pretty good defenses for Ben to look, subpar against or whatever.
And to be fair, the Steelers played the Ravens second string last week. You know,
Yeah.
True.
That's true. Yeah.
but yeah, you get Calais Campbell healthy, and he's like 9 feet tall. All he's got to do is stand up, right? So he's gonna bat down some, and then you count 8 drop balls. I think is what it was.
Ooh.
That's
8.
nuts.
Wow. Most
Yeah,
of them
that's
from
tough.
Ebron and
Yeah.
Dotson.
I know Miss Smith Schuster had one or two too.
Did he?
Yeah. It was crazy. But anyway, yeah, it was just nuts. It was just nuts. But next one was Buffalo, San Francisco. Buffalo pretty much handed them. I think it was a 10-point game is what it ended up. But Buffalo looks pretty strong too. I mean, for their division and everything else, I think they got a pretty good handle on that. I really do think that
They
I
are
think
one team that can crap the bed, though. Just come out of nowhere and
True.
lay a turd.
And
That's
that's
awesome game this week.
Pittsburgh and Buffalo will be a really good game. I really think it will. And then they finish off with Denver, New England, and Miami. So they could come out. I'm just saying they could finish out really well in that. They could.
That Miami game, last game of the year, is going to be a hype one, I think.
It will, especially division like that. I mean, they're all fighting. Oh my God, New England's had this forever. We got a chance to. Yeah, it might come down to that. Who knows? I mean,
Miami looks good.
They do.
Yeah.
Yep, and
It's so weird to say.
But see,
You're
they
the
have
lover, aren't you the Miami lover, or is that Steve?
Stevens predicted him to win that division. Yeah,
Steven's the Miami.
But they
lover.
have to play Kansas City next week, and that may bump them further down for sure. And then New England, Las Vegas, and Buffalo. So they got a tough. That'll be tough, I think.
So can they beat Kansas City?
Is it possible?
I think I picked them.
Because their defense is good.
Maybe I did.
Defenses are what beat Kansas City. They're the only
I
thing.
just don't. Yeah,
I don't know if they're strong enough against the
I think
pass.
it's going to be like last week, right? Like, let's say the Dolphins are able to do what the Broncos did and make them uncomfortable and not let them score touchdowns, hold them to field goals. They have kind of the same problem the Broncos do, is like their offense is kind of non-existent. It's not as bad as the Broncos,
Right.
Yeah.
but okay. So they only scored 22 points. Can you score 22 points, Miami? I don't.
Yeah.
But their defense, like when they have, it's when their defense like scores a touchdown.
Yeah.
So Mahomes doesn't usually make those kind of mistakes. Like like last week, he didn't score. He didn't convert red zone touchdowns. But I don't. If Miami doesn't score a defensive touchdown, they usually score like under 20. So
Yeah, but they like get close to shutting out every team they play.
true.
It's true.
And you can run.
Yeah,
Melvin Gordon,
Yeah,
Casey, you can run on him.
that's true.
You just got to keep that guy on the bench. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
that is the strategy, pretty much.
Yeah, that's it.
Dallas Ravens, really not a game. Just further showing that Dallas just really they miss their quarter. Another team that if they don't have their quarterback, it's pretty much they're not in any games.
Well,
That's also like they just had. It's like they had no idea what Baltimore was going to do. Like they just let them run and run and run and run for days. Like it's like they just didn't watch film at all. That
Yeah, but Lamar makes a difference though.
well, yeah,
on
but
that
Pittsburgh like
Baltimore
shuts Lamar down and shit like that.
They
Lamar
did.
still cannot pass though. He didn't pass in that. Well, honestly, but he had one pass in that game. I think it was for one of the touchdowns. It was a freaking beautiful. It was a dime, but then he gets lazy
that
with
one to
the
Marquise
mechanics.
Brown. Yeah, that thing was pretty.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was.
but then he has ones like where the guy's crossing the field, and literally all he has to do is just like put it in front of him, and he goes all sidearm with it and throws it 50 feet over his head. He was like, what the?
Yeah, I mean Lamar. I think like almost 3 different people ran for like 100 yards or something like that.
Yeah, they ran for 294 yards, and 94 of it was him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 3 different people ran for like 100 yards almost.
That's pretty awesome, though. That's pretty awesome when you can do that.
I mean 101, 94, and 71, but still, I mean
Yeah.
That's pretty
But,
strong.
that's insane.
but that's what I worry about them is if you want to start talking about them as like a playoff team and can they contend? Because I think the answer is pretty easily no. Did they beat the fucking Cowboys by doing that? Sure, barely. I mean, what by?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think Dallas watched film. They were like, "Wait, the Ravens run the ball? What?
Yeah,
Like, how do you go into a game and not do anything to stop the run?"
Yeah, you should just do.
'Cause, I mean, Lamar threw for like 105. Like, that's nothing. He didn't have to throw at all.
Yeah. That is the Cowboys this year, though, and their defense. I'm sorry. It just is. I mean, seriously, go in any game that they played this year and look at their defense, even with Dak there. Seriously, the points, Dak had to score like 64 points and lose to a team that got 68.
yeah. For whatever reason, they were
exaggerating,
worse
but
when Dak was there.
I know, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
while
I mean,
Dak was there, he was having to put up 50 and lose. I think they
It was
lost
nuts.
50 to 49, or maybe it was 40 to 39 or something like that. But
it was nuts.
they've had a couple games since Dak's been out where they lose like 13 to 9 and stuff. I was like, what the? If you could have held a team to 13, Dak would have been just fine.
Wait,
Why weren't you doing that earlier?
all that post game was about Dez. Oh, Dez showed up. He's got COVID. And it's like that's all he talked about.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all they could talk about because it was the Cowboys. Who cares?
All right, biggest surprise and letdown players. Who you guys got? Who you think?
Ozlowski.
Yeah,
Or
I
whatever.
think
Did he catch one ball?
Yeah, but he returned a punt for a touchdown and caught one ball for a touchdown.
Oh, okay.
that's a good day.
Actually, I think he had like 174 punt return yards.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I think I said it earlier, but Gallman, I think, is my biggest surprise against whatchamajiggy,
Yeah,
whoever I was talking about earlier.
yeah.
That Ty Johnson guy had a day too for the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know who the hell that is, honestly.
Where'd he come from? Wasn't he Detroit or something?
I'm not sure. I don't even recognize unless if he is a journeyman. I don't know him, but he ran for 100.
That's pretty strong.
Biggest letdown might be Herbert, I'd say.
Yeah,
He normally
So-
always does well.
Yeah,
that's who I was going to say.
great point.
I mean, he didn't. Yeah,
He
Yeah.
He only
technically
threw for like
outdueled,
200.
he outdueled Cam technically though.
he did. He did.
I mean, Cam's backup, I think, outdueled him. Didn't he throw for like
Yeah,
4 yards or something?
I think he threw the touchdown too, right? Stidham.
I think both of them did or something. I
Cam
don't
ran. Cam ran for 2. I don't think he
Oh, okay.
threw a touchdown.
Yeah, he did not. Oh, he did. It's 1-1, I think, in touchdowns, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think it was 1-1. Yeah,
Oh, Cam actually threw 69 yards and Stidham threw 61. So, and they each had a touchdown.
But my letdown players were Miles Sanders against the Packers have one flaw and it's that run defense, and he did nothing. And then Derrick Henry. I mean, it wasn't a horrible game, but
right. But it wasn't his
I wanted him
game.
to go out there and blow the doors off the Browns.
I mean, that was more on like a game flow and like them not giving him the ball.
True. I mean, it wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
But
I promise you, Tennessee's not going to go away from Derrick Henry. They will
Well,
not.
unless they want to lose out.
Well, and I'll be honest with you, my biggest surprise is Mayfield throwing 4 TDs, 4 against Tennessee. I mean,
Well,
I don't
Tennessee's
know.
defense sucks, but
Tennessee's pass defense is miserable.
Yeah, but
I'm
still,
with
with
you. I'm
4?
still Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, because even
I
against
know
bad
it's-
teams, Baker usually can't throw.
Even if he did that against the Jets, I'd be like, "Damn, Baker."
yeah,
that's my surprise. I don't know. I just
That is a
I like
surprise.
that.
Not even
I think
because of
everybody's surprised that the Browns are 9-3, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
that is-
yeah.
Well, and now they have that one like actual decent win. I mean, I think they beat the Colts earlier, right?
Yeah, I
they beat
remember
the
we
Colts
talked
and
about it.
Titans. I mean, that's nothing great, but and then they
They
got
could
another one.
realistically win the division.
This Titans win like means a lot to me for Cleveland, but like it's still so hard for me to say they're good.
Baltimore, they play Baltimore, Giants, Jets, and Pittsburgh.
I hope they lose.
They-
to the Jets.
They could win 3 of those games.
This week is very important.
Yeah,
If they can beat Baltimore,
Yeah, I agree.
they
That's
have
a
to
big
win
deal.
all their division games. They have to beat
That's a big
Baltimore.
deal. Yeah, that's a big deal.
But those are their toughest teams. So
Yeah. Them beating Tennessee, that's pretty big. I mean, it
Yeah,
almost
it
makes me
is.
want to give up. I mean, and they're winning the games they're supposed to win, so I mean, I can't like knock them completely, but it's so hard for me to say Cleveland's a good team.
I know for Mayfield, just because Mayfield's on it.
So I mean, the thing is, sometimes he looks good, like in that game. Like I mean,
I know
he was playing flawlessly. It's kind of crazy.
he looks good on his commercials. That's it. No, I'm kidding.
I do love those commercials.
that's what James Wells texted me. He goes, "The Browns have as many wins this season as Baker does commercials."
And as many wins as the last 10 years. So that's a big deal. Biggest team surprise, and I think we kind of already mentioned that mostly with I know the Chargers for sure. To be shut out in the NFL, that's a big surprise. I mean, that's hard to do. That's hard to do.
Mine probably would be Cleveland beating Tennessee.
Yeah.
That's a big surprise for me.
Yeah, there's definitely some surprises this week for sure. I mean, There's a lot that you could add to that, like just the
Washington,
Giants.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Giants
Sure.
beating the Seahawks. There's a lot of those this week. There's a lot of surprises that came through.
A lot more scoring than I thought was going to happen.
Oh yeah, you did say like there would be like no
I thought
score.
there was going to be a bunch of dud games,
Yeah, you said that.
but there was. So you don't have to go and add them all up. I didn't get that one right.
Green Bay, Kansas City Raiders 40. Let me see if I got mine right. Let me go back to mine.
I was super close to getting mine.
I said that Derrick Henry would do well and beat the Browns. He didn't do anything. Did not beat the Browns.
I said that Cincinnati was going to get shut out and have like 100 or less than 100 total yards, and if that one play to Tyler Boyd for a 72-yard pass didn't happen, I would have been so close. I think they would have had 102 total yards, and they wouldn't have had that touchdown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they look bad. Who are they playing this week? I remember seeing that. I was thinking,
It's going to be a close one, actually.
yeah,
Dallas.
who wants
Dallas.
to watch it? Yeah, Dallas and Cincinnati. Ouch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over or under 6 total points.
Yeah, I didn't get mine at all. I said Green Bay, Kansas City, and the Raiders would all get over 40 points, and not one of them got over 40 points. Yeah.
Again, pretty close.
I'm not doing that again. Yeah, I think you
you
guys
got pretty high on that one.
Raiders were the closest with 31 points. That's it. But that was ugly. Golly.
I had the Rams holding the Cardinals to 17, and they almost did it, except towards the end. It was like a little bit.
True.
I think probably big team surprise too, and not that it's a surprise. I mean, because we saw the whole year, but the Saints have clinched, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's good. That's the only.
You can say it's the biggest team surprise without Breeze for these past 3 weeks.
Yeah, and it's the only NFC team to clinch so far right now. I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. So
Sean Payton has weird lips, but he's a smart coach.
Yeah.
okay, that's weird.
He's got the Zoolander blue steel. You've never noticed that?
I don't think I have.
So we pretty much covered the biggest team letdown. What about most improved player?
Wow.
And that's you're going to say that for everyone.
Baker.
The most improved player. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Since Odell went away.
Giants. Giants is the most improved player.
Or Stafford, actually. That's a good one, too.
Mm-hmm.
Stafford's doing it again this year with nothing.
Yeah.
They've never given him anything, have they?
They
Oh,
really
they got
don't-
Megatron. They got
Yeah,
Megatron.
when
They
Megatron,
give him one good receiver, and that's it. and
He
then
won 8 games every year with him, I think. But
God, he was such a monster in fantasy.
yeah, Galladay
he
wasn't
was
too
a
bad when he
monster
was
in real
healthy.
life.
Just shows you it makes a difference in your divisions because the Chiefs have clinched because of their division, but the Pittsburgh Steelers, who were undefeated, have not clinched because of their division because Cleveland's playing so close. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? I mean, and the Ravens are still there, so it's kind of nuts.
The Ravens can't win the division, though, can they?
I don't think so.
If
They're
they beat Browns and they beat Steelers, there's 4 games left, so no, they could not. I don't think they would be tied with the Steelers. They would tie the Steelers, and the Steelers have to lose every game, so they could.
Well,
Does that make the Browns be ahead of
if
them?
they were tied with the Steelers,
That's true.
we beat them twice, so no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
they
no,
can't get above the Steelers.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. They can tie them though. They just can't beat them as far as yeah.
They will not win the
They can't win the division. Yeah, they can't win
They
the
can
division.
tie in.
They can have the same record, but the Steelers will be ahead of them.
Exactly. Got it. Yeah.
Because I think it goes to head first.
The Jets don't have a chance in their division at all. I know that. I know the
True.
Jets.
They're eliminated. Yeah, officially.
The NFC East, everyone has a chance.
Yeah.
So who wins that?
Everybody.
Who do we have? I'm curious. I know we already did our quarter of the way picks, but
Yeah.
who?
I stuck with the Eagles, but at this point,
I think I stuck with Washington.
I think I stuck with the Eagles too.
Let's see. Chipper has Washington. Steven has Eagles. Scooter, Tom, myself have the Eagles, and Mark moved to Washington.
So Mark and Chipper.
and when I was looking at this, like last week when we talked about it, I was like, so I knew the Eagles had an automatic loss past week because they were playing the Packers. But I looked at the Giants and the football team, and I was like, they have automatic losses as well because they're playing the Steelers and the Seahawks. So everything will stay the same.
Yeah.
Now that those two went and had huge upsets, it's like, oh God, okay, well, this gets a lot harder from here.
I told you that Washington defense is the only reason I stuck with them. The boys are good, man.
And when you're trying to win a division that's this close, like that is such a. I mean, obviously because they were undefeated, but you want to steal those games that you've like even in your own mind you probably wrote off as like, all right, well, we're going to lose that one. What do we need to do after that?
So overall, like if you look at it, so even though the Giants' defense is above average now, and their offense is close to average, overall they might be the strongest team, right?
Maybe.
Because Washington's offense is so weak, but Washington could improve with Gibson's out, Antonio Gibson's out.
No, the Giants win 4 straight from here. They finished the year 9-7. They're like, what the hell are y'all talking about? Why do you think we're so bad? What do you mean we're going to win the division with a losing record? Come on.
Haters.
Y'all didn't believe at 2-6? Fuck y'all.
I still would never make a bet on any one of those teams.
No money. But yeah, both the Giants and Washington, they're hot right now.
Oh, yeah.
You have to say. I mean, who would have thought I would have said, or any of us. We think about. We've been joking about that division, and we should be rightfully. But those two teams right now are peaking at the right time.
At the beginning of the seasons, the Giants look like the absolute worst team in that division.
Yes.
Isn't that funny?
Absolutely.
Washington has a positive point differential at this point. I mean,
That's a good point.
that's a sign for success.
Yeah.
Well, they're playing with their best quarterback, their third stringer.
True.
That's true.
Chipper, you could bet on the Cowboys not winning the division.
That's true.
Because
I agree
that's impossible. That's impossible. It's impossible. Yeah, because they've already lost to – I mean, they play the Eagles. That's the only division game that they play left. And right now the Eagles don't even have a winning thing. So – and they're 1-3 in the division. So, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Cutie.
Yeah.
True.
The Giants and Washington and the Eagles – I'm not Eagles, but the Giants and football team have 3-2 in the division. So there you go.
Who plays the Saints this week?
The Saints this week,
Oh,
Oh,
great.
it's gonna be ugly.
I think it's the Eagles,
The Eagles.
Damn it.
the
I need
Aguilas.
someone to beat the Saints. I don't care who it is. Because as
It's
long
not
as
gonna
they
be the Eagles.
lose, as
Not
long as
this
they lose,
week.
we control our own destiny because we have the win over the Saints. But damn, it's probably not going to be this week, huh?
No.
Maybe
You got-
Jalen Hurts is the answer.
Kansas City could beat them.
Jalen
Kansas City
Hurts is
could
going to
beat
beat. Wait, they play still?
Yeah, they play the next week. That's going to be the game of the
Oh,
probably
yeah.
the game of the year. That's going to be a big one. Yeah,
Big Kansas City fan that week,
yeah.
and then we win out, and then we're good. We get the number 1 seed in a bye. Done.
then Minnesota, then Carolina. So that's the way that goes. So that's your chance. You have to win out against Detroit, Carolina, Tennessee, and Chicago.
Well, that's
could
gonna
do
be
that.
rough.
Could
Look at all
do
those
that.
Good teams you named.
Yeah.
Carolina and Detroit and Chicago. Oof.
Yep. There you go. Yeah. New Orleans plays Philadelphia, though. It's not happening this week. Although, watch, we'll all be surprised, right?
No, we won't.
I know.
Not at this point.
Did everybody tell their "I told you so" from last week?
Yeah, I think we all missed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Failed miserably.
How about a mark my words for next week? This should be a fun one to see what we come up with. Got to have some numbers in it, though. We got to have some numbers in it.
All right.
I'm not prepared for mine.
I will go first then.
All right, Tom.
I say New England Rams game Thursday night.
Ooh, it's tomorrow.
Combined, they will not have more than 10 points.
Oh my God.
Everybody's winning 7-3. Is that what you're saying?
Something like that, or 10-0, or
5-7.
3-9. I know
You're
it's
gonna do
full.
5.
I could have gone 17, but no, I think combined, no more than 10.
Combined.
Combined.
Oh my
Yeah.
Lord.
It could happen.
I'll go opposite end of the spectrum on that one and say that the Tennessee Jacksonville game is going to be each team scores over 40 points,
Nice.
and that
That's cool.
Derrick Henry has a 200-yard rushing game.
Oh, nice.
That would be
Right
great.
that.
I like
Write
that because
one
I have
down.
AJ Brown, so
Yeah, you need some. Yeah, hell yeah.
hopefully he'll be part of that.
Sure,
that
he
one
will.
Write that one down for sure. I guess anybody else ready? Because I have mine. I can say mine.
Go for it. You first.
I have Tom. I didn't go as low as you, but I have the Dallas Cincinnati Bengals game
Okay.
as being under 20 points.
Okay.
I didn't go to 10, but I'll change it just to see if because I think that one. I don't think that.
Let's
one's
meet
gonna-
halfway. Let's say 15
All right, I'll do that.
on both those
Cowboys.
games. We'll do
All
that.
right.
But Dallas and Cincinnati, like, yeah, their offenses are bad, but their defenses are bad. Who the hell knows which way that game's going to go?
Right.
That could
It
be
could
100
be
to
40 to
100.
40. Yeah.
0-0.
It could be either way. Well, I'm just thinking. Say, okay, I'm going to say Cowboys Cincinnati game 15 points total between the two teams.
Yeah.
That might be
It could be
like
a high scorer, though. It could be.
I think it might be 5-8.
Okay.
I'm gonna
It's going to
predict
be
the
hard
score.
not to run on Dallas. They actually invite you over.
Yeah, they legit like open up the windows for you.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Leave the door unlocked.
Exactly.
And-
Take what you want.
yeah.
I'm not going to say that I'm not going to do this on mark my words, but I really think that the Miami Kansas City game though is going to be a high scoring game. Both teams, I really do.
Okay.
I just think that's going to be a high scoring game.
It'd be nice if they put Fitzpatrick in there, maybe.
I know. I'm thinking the same thing.
Although Tua
be
did
so
look
much
good
funner
last
to
week.
watch.
I mean, I know it was against the Bengals, but I wish Tua would have been back the week before because he would have had practice games against the Jets and the Bengals to prep for this game. But
Right.
yeah, he just doesn't look like ready. He looks like a game manager, but I don't know that the Dolphins are ready for a game manager. They need someone to kind of make some plays for them. Like,
They need a slinger.
yeah.
They do. You're right. They do.
Well, I realized that I guess I already had picked my told you so moment. I just forgot because I picked the Eagles to beat the Saints. So I guess that was my I told you so moment. Mark my words.
Okay.
But
Wow,
I'll put
that is
numbers
bold.
on it.
That's
I'll
bold.
say that if
Eagles to beat
is
the Saints.
Jalen Hurts confirmed the starter, or was that just speculation?
Yes. No, he is confirmed. Yeah, he is
I'm gonna
confirmed.
say he has a total of 250 yards and 2 touchdowns and an upset over the Saints.
Wow.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you really going to say that?
I think
Nah,
he's
you're-
more hoping. He's more hoping that he is saying.
True. This is a win-win if this plays out.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
I just think.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I just wanted to add too because I was looking at this too. I think the other New York team will beat Seattle as well this week. This is where the Jets get their win.
They're
Against
trying.
Seattle?
That's
I'm
true.
just-
Hey, the Giants did it, and they're from New York. What
But
the
they're
hell?
not trying to lose.
I like that.
Got their quarterback.
You would think they're trying to lose, but they're not actually trying to lose.
Just looks like
Well-
it sometimes.
Well, you'll see when I did my picks. I didn't pick it that way. So anyway, go ahead. No, go ahead. Whatever. Go ahead. Who's next? Steven or Mark?
How about Washington? I think Washington's going to win by 7 points.
Wow.
Yeah,
Over
I
the
think they're going to win. I doubt they're favored, but I think they're going to win outright and by 7
I
points.
actually have Washington winning against San Francisco too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
I think
See that?
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
that'd
None
be
of us had
interesting.
that last week though, right? None of us picked that.
No, we didn't, did we?
Now all of a sudden they're the glorious
all of a
NFC
sudden,
champion.
Right.
No.
That's
NFC. I love it. So funny.
All right. Well, I guess is that everybody? Did we all get all our my words or Steven, did you give? You gave, didn't you? Or did
Yeah,
you?
I said Hurts is gonna.
Oh, that's right.
What's
Hurts.
the record of Buffalo and Miami in their division?
They're one game back. Dolphins are 1 game back.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 9-3, then 8-4, and then Patriots are 6.
And they play last game of the season, right?
Yeah.
They do.
All right. So for not necessarily this week, but for mark my words, it's going to be somehow, some way they're going to end up tied, and then that last game of the week is going to be the decider on the division.
Nice.
I
That'd be
like that.
fun to watch. I like
That
those
would-
teams.
I love those kind of games. I love those kind of division games at the end. I really do like that the NFL went to that. I'm so glad they
Like
did that.
Miami's going to upset Kansas City this week, and then Buffalo's going to lose to Pittsburgh, and so then the last game of the year it's going to come down to Buffalo, Miami, and then they're going to play it out for their division.
And
Yeah.
Seattle's going to lose to a New York team again this week. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I didn't pick that. All right, let's go to our picks. All right. So this week, and I took some of these just because I'm being the opposite of everybody. Okay, just so you know,
That's cool.
I'm taking. I'm the only one that's taken the New England Patriots over the Rams.
You're the only one that's ever taken the New England Patriots.
Yeah. Okay. That's true. I just think they're going to do the same thing they did to the other LA team this week. They're going to shut them out. It's going to be 54-0. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You ain't,
Oh,
putting,
that's right.
you ain't putting 45 on the Rams. I'll tell you that.
No.
Okay, on this next one, the Titans and Jacksonville Jaguars, I would be the only team, but I'm not going to do that. I know to not do that. Even though, but like Chipper says, I think the Jaguars will play them close. It's a division game, and it'll be within 10 points at least, or 7 maybe.
This would obviously be an upset, but I wouldn't be super shocked if the Jaguars.
No, they could win that game. Jaguars could win it.
No, they can't. They'll lose by 3 points. They do this every week to
Yeah.
whoever they're playing.
But they could theoretically win this game.
Theoretically, okay.
Their
On
respect.
paper.
Their respect.
On-
They won the first game, right? They beat the Colts, game 1, and now they just they play good and they just lose by 1 score. The Jets are just screw it. We're losing by 40 every game. The one close game, the coach is fucking blow the game. Hurry, go, do something. Someone do something bad now.
What's their fastest guy? Don't cover him.
And the next game, it's two teams, third string quarterbacks playing third string quarterback. Dallas does have an advantage over Cincinnati by 1 game, 3-9 and 2-9-1. They do have a tie. Bengals have. Everybody took Dallas. I'm taking the Bengals just because I don't know.
Because you
Because
can't.
I wanted to be that person. Yeah, that one. I'm trying to be the opposite of what everybody else is picking. And that one I don't mind doing because who knows?
That's not
I'm
real bold.
I
I'm
know.
surprised that all of us went one side on that.
I know. It really could go either way. But anyway, the next game, this one is awesome because Chipper and Mark are going for those Miami Dolphins to upset the Kansas City Chiefs.
I almost did.
Yeah.
What?
I almost did.
I told you I need Miami to win this so that they can set up the final game of the
Yeah.
year.
Dude, that's crazy.
Denver almost won. Man. Remember
And
that?
I think if Fitzpatrick was the starter, that I probably would.
Yeah.
Have.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Fitz magic.
Yeah.
Fitz magic.
Yeah.
I probably
Maybe
would.
maybe this is Tua time. Maybe this is like the absolute. What a better game
He'll prove
to
himself.
come out and like cement yourself as like, yeah, I'm here.
That would do it.
Yeah,
That would
that-
do it.
Yeah, that would solidify.
Definitely change some conversations.
Yeah.
It will. Yeah, it will be if that does happen, that will be the talk all over the NFL.
I'll tell you who my
Yeah.
biggest surprise player is next week.
Yeah, no doubt. You already predicting that ahead of time, right? Yeah.
It's at
All right,
home,
next
so that's good. It's awful.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's at Miami too. Yeah, but I mean, although home games don't really mean anything, but those warm weather games, that's where, yeah, definitely.
I'm assuming Chiefs and Steelers do not play each other this year, right?
They
I don't.
no, they don't play that. No,
Hopefully,
no.
hopefully the last game of the.
Yeah.
Saints and Chiefs plays, but not the Steelers. You're right. Yeah, no, they the Chiefs. Let's see who Kansas City plays. Let's see if I can find. Oh, there it is. It's Miami, New Orleans, Atlanta, and the Chargers.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
cakewalk at the end of the year, I guess. But.
yeah. But that'll be a good one with the Saints, though. That'll be nice. All right, the Texans playing the Chicago Bears. We have Tom and Mark who went for the Texans on this one.
Yeah. Did the
Uh,
same thing last week, and it ended up burning me.
Yeah, I really don't know.
I don't either.
I mean, I picked the Bears, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
think
The
I think
Texans
I've-
are so inconsistent; it's insane. And then the Bears, if their defense gets their head out of their ass, then they win that. But who knows
Yeah.
if they will?
I think I picked the Bears because I like Khalil Mack and Allen Robinson, but that's the only reason. Like, I can't really think of anything like logically as to like why.
Right.
I just kind of like those guys, so why not see them get a win? You know?
Yeah.
Montgomery had a
John
decent
Watson,
game.
That's kind of why I picked. Yeah. So there you have it.
Yeah.
I have Montgomery as a running back, and he had a decent game last week, so that was kind of not too bad.
He'll have a real decent game against Houston Texans.
I think he will too.
Yes.
So
Yeah, he'll be just fine.
I'm
Do
gonna
not
buy
take
it.
him out of your lineup.
There you go.
Like you would anyway.
What do you think
Yeah.
about Kuti, or however you say his name? You think he'll be
He
the
did
one? That,
work last week, didn't he?
yeah. You think he'll
Yeah.
continue that as stepping into Fuller's shoes?
Well, I'm sure that nobody game planned for him,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
that's probably went there so much.
they
So
will.
I don't think he's going to have as big a game, but he'll get targets because there's really nobody else.
it is Houston though, so
Yeah, you definitely want to play all of your people against Houston's defense.
yeah.
I mean,
Just
to be
don't throw
honest, like
J.J.
QT
Good.
and with the other little guy.
Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, because they're never going to be a bad play. I mean, if Houston's going to score, if they're going to have a passing offense, it's going to be through someone. Like,
Yeah,
someone's got to catch the ball.
he's going to definitely hurl it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're going to need points. There's no
Yep.
way they're getting into some, like, oh, it's the fourth quarter and it's 10-7. Like, hell no.
We're going to run this thing
45
out.
to 40.
Yeah. Yeah, you haven't seen Houston with a bunch of kneel downs this year.
yeah.
The next game is really another no game. It's the 2-4-8 teams, the Carolina Panthers versus the Broncos. Steven, you're the only one that took the Broncos. Everybody else took the Panthers. Dude, come on. At least
To be honest, this
McCaffrey
actually might-
coming back.
this might be good for you. I don't think I've predicted the Panthers right this year.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Like at the beginning of the year, I was like, these dudes are terrible. I'm never picking them. And then they fucking won like 3 straight games. I was like, all right, fine, I'll pick them. And they're like, on a 3-game losing streak. I was like, you know what? I might not even pick this game.
Panthers are a better team, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and McCaffrey coming back too. They're going to be even better, I think. So
Oh, he is coming back.
that's what I heard.
Yeah, check me twice for the Panthers thing.
Yeah. I don't know that he's back for sure, but they did say that there's a good chance he's coming back this week because I don't know why.
I just
Makes
wonder-
everybody better. He's huge.
I think my thought process was literally just the Broncos might build some momentum off of playing the Chiefs so tight that maybe
Yeah.
it gives a little confidence that they're not that bad. And
That
Who
doesn't
else?
happen. It doesn't happen in the NFL usually, though. Unfortunately.
true.
Yeah, I mean, and Denver has two
Good.
decent running backs, and Panthers don't have a run defense. So
Yeah, that's true. Next one is Giants Cardinals. This and we're split on this. Steven, Mark, and Scooter went with the Giants. Everybody else went with the Cardinals. This is kind of if you think about this game, this is a must win for both those teams.
yeah,
Everything's a must win in the NFC East, but I mean, just saying. I think it's important if the Cardinals really want to get in the playoffs because they're a 6-6 team right now. So, and the two leaders are 8-4. It's not like they're out, but you also want to try and win, get in there. So, in the NFC, it's a good chance you can make the playoffs. 3 teams can come out of that same division. So, all that plays into that, in my opinion. But they got to win.
NFC East game I will never bet on. Said it earlier, and so I would they just pick one. There is
yeah.
no way of knowing who's going to win this game.
So I went back and forth with this game. Like, okay, so Arizona, I think, is the more talented team. And then I said, but they're playing like crap. New York Giants are playing good now. The Giants now have a better defense. And then I was like, but the Cardinals have the better offense, but they're not playing well. And I was like, screw it, pick somebody.
Right.
Ended up with the Cardinals.
Flip a coin. Unfortunately, you have a 5-sided coin, so it's tough to.
Yeah.
Next game, the only person was Tom to pick the Minnesota Vikings over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I almost did. I was close.
Another one of those momentum things. Minnesota's playing good, Tampa's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Tampa just had their bye, right? So they might have refocused and they got 2 weeks to focus on this game film wise.
Yeah, Bill Belichick's not the coach of Tom Brady.
Yeah. Yeah. Tom's just a Brady hater.
That is true. That had something to do with that pick, too.
Next game. All right. This is interesting because we are completely split on this one. This is Steven, Mark, and Scooter all going for the Raiders. And then Chipper, Tom, and myself went for the Colts. Completely split. Boy, talk
The
about
only reason I
Indy.
went Raiders is because I feel like they just do everything that they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Like they beat the Chiefs,
win.
lose by like 1 score to the Chiefs. They beat a couple other good teams, but then they've lost some horrible. They really lost to the Jets if the Jets didn't quit at the end. So I feel like this is one of those ones that like everybody obviously would pick the Colts. So it feels like the Raiders game to win. Like they want to be the like underdog. They want you to bet against them.
I mean, all good points. I think this is one of those dire games, though. Colts need to win. They need to try and win out so they can win that division against the Titans. They have a chance. They got an even record with the Titans. They have to win out. They really need to push and get that. The other thing is the Raiders, if they want any chance, because AFC is so much stronger than the NFC as far as getting that wild card spot. If they want any chance in that, they kind of have to win out too. So I think it's going to be a fight, is my opinion on that one.
This is a super important year for that wild card spot.
I'd be cool with Waller getting 202 touchdowns or whatever.
I think it'll happen back-to-back weeks.
That'd be nice. I'll take that again, fantasy wise.
You better hope they're way down then.
Yeah.
I don't know. Philip
Yeah.
Rivers,
Colts defense is the difference in this one. That's the only reason I picked him, really.
Yeah, I have
Well-
Rivers as well, so I mean I need him to pop out. I hope they just shoot out and it's just they just throw to Waller the whole time and Rivers is just throwing touchdowns. Like
Yeah.
we'll be good with that.
Indy-
Floating down
Indy-
the river.
Indianapolis has Vegas, Houston, Pittsburgh, and Jacksonville. I don't know that they'll win out. You know what I'm saying? Just because they have Pittsburgh in that mix. But Vegas has Indianapolis, Chargers, Miami, and Denver again. Miami could be a tough one for them on that one. So I don't know that they'll win out, but I think it's important that they really have to.
Yeah, both of them want this game.
Yeah, this is a big one for the rest of the
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. Next one is Jets and Seahawks. Everybody wants Seahawks. Not a surprise. Except I'm thinking that the New York team will beat. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, here we go.
Yes.
Green Bay at the Detroit Lions. I'm going to everybody's New York now. Detroit Lions. Everybody went Green Bay. Don't even need to really talk about that one, do we? Or do we? It's a division game. No, I don't think so either. Atlanta versus the Chargers. Everybody's taking Atlanta. I'm taking the Chargers. I think the Chargers come back and recover. Yeah,
They could. They could win it.
Sure, sure.
And I'm being the one where sitting out on that limb there and everything that's going to happen. And then,
It's too contrary.
yeah, that's right. And this one, the next one is Steven is the only one to take the Philadelphia Eagles over the Saints.
By a lot.
Yeah. Hey, they could win by one. I'm just saying Hurts is going to play well.
Right. Okay. We'll see what happens. And you know what? He will be the new quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles if he does win that one, probably. Probably will be the rest of the season.
I'll be so surprised if he does well against that defense.
I know. Yeah, because they've played really well. I mean, seriously, because if you think about it, with New Orleans winning, it wasn't, the quarterback did fine. He's no Drew Brees, though, and
I mean, even when Breeze was in, Breeze wasn't like winning them those games either.
that's a good point.
They
So
just got a good, well-rounded offense mixed with a good freaking defense.
I think it'll be very important to see if the Eagles adapt their offense a little bit. I'm not saying they need to go full Lamar Jackson offense because Jalen Hurts isn't Lamar Jackson.
Right.
But they do need to add some options, some RPOs.
Yeah.
Like use his abilities and his
They
skills
will.
to the best. Once
Still
again,
won't work
the Saints
'cause
are
they're
pretty darn good because they're used to that. I mean, they played Cam for years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like Sean Payton's going to be surprised. Like, what? The quarterback's running? This is crazy. Granted, his own quarterback's doing it now.
Yeah.
So,
That's
I guess
right.
the defense has been prepping against it for 3 weeks now.
That's true. That's a good point.
If you're a Alvin Kamara owner, you hate Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
You know, like, if I was thinking about that, I mean, this is kind of off topic, but like if Drew Brees did decide to just retire, whatever, and Taysom Hill takes over, do you draft Alvin Kamara in the first round?
No, not next year. No.
Yeah, like, I mean, where does he
Obviously
fall?
not.
Like, I know we're not so running back heavy in our league,
Right.
but still, does he fall all the way to the third round, or do you take a shot on him in the second?
Depends if it's a PPR league, then yeah, because he's strictly a runner now and he has no value there. He hasn't run for 100 yards this season.
Yeah.
But I might take Taysom Hill as a running back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he needs
Or a,
that.
or a tight end. Yeah, or a tight end wherever he was eligible or whatever.
Yeah, that was crazy. Why the hell would they have a backup quarterback listed as a tight end?
Yeah, that's pretty silly. But anyway. How about the Washington football team going against the San Francisco 49ers?
Yep.
We had Scooter and myself took the 49ers. Everybody else took the Washington football team. Everybody's riding that coattail. Everybody's on that coattail.
You know what?
They
It
beat
came down
Pittsburgh, they can beat anybody, right?
I just want to mark Chipper's words. He said that he would not pick an NFC East team, and he did on this one.
I said I wouldn't bet on them. I said I wouldn't bet on them.
Bet on them. Okay, he
I'll
didn't say you
pick
would pick.
them for fun all I want, but I would never bet on one of these teams.
Oh, so if there was money on this game, that's
Oh.
not the way you would go.
I don't
Not
know. I
betting
wouldn't
his
bet on
money.
it. I wouldn't pick either team. That's what I'm saying.
Keeping his mouth and his money separate.
Yeah.
That would not be the game of the week that you would pick at all, is what
No.
you're saying.
To be honest, what this came down to for me though is that I like Alex Smith better than
Oh,
Joe Schmo, whatever the hell his name is.
Yeah, whoever that guy is.
Mullen.
Yeah,
Mullen.
whatever that guy's name. Yeah, Mullins. Yeah. Like honestly, I was like looking at the teams. I was like, actually, they're pretty similar. Like with all the hurt people on the 49ers, I was like, talent wise, like they're pretty similar. They both saw decent defenses. I guess I'd rather see Alex Smith win than Mullins.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah.
that's good enough reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like their mascot better.
Once again, they explained to me what they do, and that made it a lot easier to be like, oh, well, the football, yeah.
Oh, the football team. Okay, now I get it. All right, I get it. Okay, so yeah. All right, so we got, and the next one we got Chipper and Mark. They're the only ones that took the Buffalo Bills
Mhm.
against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going for a 2-week in a row loss for the Steelers is what you're going for on this one. Mark, explain your.
I'm just loving their quarterback, buddy. That kid is just he impressed me. I mean, I don't get to watch a lot of their games, and just watching him, his whole thing is, it's just the way he leads the team, the way he's playing, everything about him. He's a winner, and he's going to take the team places.
I like Josh Allen too, but he
Yeah.
will crap the bed against good defenses.
Well, this would be the week to do that.
Test it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see it. So
I actually want Pittsburgh to win so that I get my Buffalo Miami thing at the end.
Yeah.
But I picked Buffalo because it was a more fun pick here.
Another New York team that's going to win this week.
I really think the reason I picked the Steelers is because I think this is one of those moments in a season where I know for the Packers have done this before, where you start 10-0, and then all the games after that start looking really shaky. I think there's so much pressure. People start talking about the 72 Dolphins, and even the Steelers defense to me hasn't looked quite the same as they had in the previous weeks.
And we lost Buddy Purdy.
True, but
That's huge.
that's true. But once that that weight is lifted,
Yeah.
usually teams are okay, now let's just go out there and stop worrying about every player. Oh my God, well, if we lose this, then we lose the undefeated season, and they can just play more free like they were at the beginning. So that's what I'm thinking they're going to do. I mean, we'll see. Maybe the Steelers crumble from here after they get their first loss and they're exposed. But I think it's because the Steelers really had started looking more wait a second, they're not as strong as they were before. Hopefully they don't go full Seahawks on us and just aren't a good team anymore.
Yeah.
They are on Sunday night, so that's going to be a fun game. I think it's going to be a really, really good game. I think it's going to be I'm glad it's on Sunday night.
Yeah, Mom said Saber half, but
I like that.
2 days. So.
I think that Sunday night is going to be that's going to be a good one. It's going to be pretty much one of the only games you'll probably want to watch all week as far as being competitive. Although I don't know, maybe Kansas City, Miami.
Hi.
Maybe that will be a good one.
You always want to watch Green Bay games, so I mean,
There you go.
it's fun.
They're playing the Lions, dude.
Yeah, watch us beat the crap out of them.
Yeah, and then the last one. This is interesting too. We are completely split on this one. We have Tom, Mark, and Scooter all took the Browns against Baltimore on Monday night. That's crazy.
I don't think Baltimore is as good as their hype.
No,
Right.
I agree completely. Yeah, last night they just looked very beatable.
I agree with that.
I just
But
don't think Cleveland.
I want to say the same exact words, but plug in Cleveland.
I was
Yeah,
just saying, I was going to say the same thing. I
think they're both a little overhyped and
Yeah.
overrated.
Yeah,
And to be honest, I don't know why. Maybe it's just because of history, but I am just not ready for the Browns to be good mentally. So when I first saw that game, my mouse clicked to Ravens so quick. And then it was well, hold on. Okay. And then after thinking about it, I was I just think I think the Tennessee game, I don't want to say it was a total fluke in the sense that the Browns are not good,
Right.
but they did exactly what you want to do in a tough matchup. And they punched someone in the fucking mouth. And they got up 24 points or whatever it was real quick. And then it takes Tennessee out of their game plan. I just think if they don't get up 14 points on the Ravens, I think if Lamar runs all over them or Lamar and crew run all over them,
Yeah.
is Baker able to do that? I mean, the Titans do. The Titans have one of actually, if not the worst, passing defense in the
Right.
NFL. So yes, Baker looked good against that, but will he look like that against Baltimore? And if the answer is no, I think Baltimore wins.
Well, here's my thing on that. Okay, so Baltimore, they play Cleveland. This is going to be to me the biggest game that they have left, because then you go play Jacksonville, Giants, and Cincinnati. You can easily win out and be in the playoffs if you win against Cleveland this week. Cleveland has to play Baltimore. They have to win that too.
Yeah.
Okay, so if they go and they lose that, then they play the Giants and Jets. That's great, but you got to turn around and play Pittsburgh. So Cleveland has the rougher route there. I think that they're fighting to keep whatever they're keeping. So I think that's going to be a great Monday night game because they're both fighting to keep that. And Baltimore, to save face, they have to beat that division game Cleveland because they can win out the rest of the games and just. I mean, seriously, that's a big deal. That's a huge deal, I think.
So Baltimore has been run on these last 4 games, and the Cleveland Browns probably have the best running duo in the NFL.
True.
If they have to pass it, which I don't think they will against the Ravens, but if they have to, I think the Ravens' passing defense is better than their run defense. That's when they'll struggle. If they can keep the ball on the ground and stay up and score more points at the beginning of the game because Lamar doesn't come back real easy,
Right.
then I think that's how they get their victory. But it could go either way for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if it comes down to a running battle, Baltimore, even though you're right, Cleveland has great running backs, I think Baltimore outshines them in the running game.
Because of Lamar.
Well, yeah, I mean, just the whole,
Yeah.
like I said, I mean, 3 of their freaking players had like 100 yards rushing last week.
Yeah. And then
So-
they
And last week, Chubb's the only one that did good for Cleveland, right?
yeah,
If
but
I'm not mistaken.
Well,
Because they could just pass against Tennessee the whole time. They didn't have to run.
Yeah.
yeah, but Hunt's just as
I'm
capable.
pretty sure their game plan against the worst pass defense was like, let Chubb, we love you, bud. But
Yeah.
Take a week off.
it was horrible. Like that,
Take a week
the one huge play, like I don't know if y'all saw, but they did they analyzed the play, and it was basically just like all the Titans defenders are doing the wrong thing. Like all these DBs are just like where they shouldn't be. Like the safety, like they did a play action. I don't even know what the situation was, but like the safety fit, like he ran 6 yards forward on the snap because he thought it was a run. And one of the guys that was doing the analyzing, he was a former safety, and he was like going nuts. He was like, "You never take your first step forward. He's like, you always take your first step back." And then on the other side of the field, the dude ran like some like average double move. And then the cornerback freaking he looked into the backfield and he just started running forward. And the guy had done a double move, was just like, oh my God.
So how does Vrabel let that happen, right?
Probably because he doesn't know how to fucking cover pass.
No, he
He was a
doesn't.
linebacker. It's like, I know how to stop the run. I'll get you there. I can play some spies every now and again.
Catch some touchdowns.
Buys are done for the league, though, right? Aren't they?
There's 2 more
so.
this week.
I think they're done.
Oh, 2 more. Okay.
Is
Yeah.
there?
I thought there was.
I can't
Could be
think of
I
who
thought
it is.
pies
though.
were done.
Pies are done.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I thought it was last week was the last
13.
week.
Yeah.
It was the latest it's gone in a long time. I hope all the buys are done. It's week 14. Jesus.
Steelers
Yeah,
might
no
have
doubt.
another one. So their opponent will
I
get
don't-
COVID again.
I don't think they would with fantasy playoffs.
Well, I'm
Well,
pretty sure that is
Hogan
why
time.
fantasy playoffs like start now, is because all the buys are done.
Yeah, I think you're right.
True.
Yeah. Not really, in my opinion, this week, not really some good games. I'll be honest with you. I just don't think that they're that great of games. There's a couple.
The last 2 look pretty good, actually.
Those two. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying
Washington,
if you
San Francisco, the last 3 look good, actually. But you have to suffer through Thursday night game. God, it's gonna be
I
miserable.
mean,
don't know.
Carolina
I
and
mean-
Denver aren't good teams, but that'll be a good game.
right?
Houston,
Right?
Chicago probably be good. Dallas, Cincinnati will be good, but that's terrible teams.
Kansas City, Miami is
Well,
going to be
Bad,
fun.
he didn't say
That-
bad
that
matchups.
could be bad,
He
but
didn't
that
say bad matchups. He said bad games. Cincinnati and Dallas, no matter what happens, it's not going to be a good game.
It's a good matchup, though.
Yeah.
It's a very good. I mean, I'd rather have that than Dallas playing Kansas City like that.
True.
Shit.
Yeah, I guess you if
But-
you look at it that way.
My counter would be like, and we don't know if they're going to turn out to be good like matchups,
That's
but
true.
like Chiefs Dolphins, I'm kind of hyped about.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Steelers Bills, that actually could be a really telling game as to what those two teams are.
Yeah.
Baltimore Cleveland, we got to find out which one of those is actually the good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Packers Lions, because Packers and all that.
Yeah, but that
Oh,
would
yeah.
be fun to watch.
And then honestly, like as much as I don't like Cam, I think the Rams and Patriots, that could be a pretty telling game to see what the outcome of that one too. So
I don't know
I mean,
why.
there are, to your point, that there are some trash games thrown in there, like the Bengals and Cowboys, but
That's gonna be a hell of a game.
there are a few that I'm like super excited for.
Yeah, I don't know.
Chip's buying fucking a Sunday ticket. He's like, I'm watching that damn Bengals game.
I want to see who's the worst trash. I want to see which one it is. The Jets are guaranteed worst trash, but these are the next two fighters.
Right. Contenders.
Yeah.
Watch the Dallas Cincinnati game ends up 2. No, let's just make it 2-5. There'll be 2 safeties in the game.
I'm telling you, it could either be that or it could be 100 to 100. There's no good things about these teams.
Chip's going to Buffalo Wild Wings to watch that game. He's like, so which section has the Dallas? And they're like,
We'll have
we're not playing that.
I'm sorry, sir. You have to leave.
Yeah.
Like, we are not playing that game.
You have to go to one of those states.
I'm gonna-
That's the only way you can go watch that.
sorry, sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Even the NFL ticket. The NFL ticket will come in.
Yeah.
Don't even sell me that game.
They won't even say no.
Did you see that
Oh,
time?
I'm sorry, it's not televised. It's not televised. Sorry.
Yes, sir. We give you this game, and we give you $20.
Some guy's cell phone's the only thing televised.
Now, who's the 4th crappiest team? So we got Jets are the crappiest. Then we've got Bengals and Dallas playing each other. So that'll be
Record-wise is Jags.
okay. Yeah,
Not
they're
that
pretty crappy.
sloppy.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, they're like none of their games will ever be bad or boring because they always play good games against teams, even though they're not going to win. They always
So
play.
Jacksonville, Denver. That would be another good matchup.
That Denver Carolina game's going to be a good.
Let's have another no quarterback
NFC
game at Denver, and we'll throw that
Yeah.
one in there.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute. Who'd you say? Okay, so the NFC East. Can I just narrow that down? That's 4 teams. That I mean,
Yeah.
you were asking who the worst were. I mean, come
Yeah.
on. Just narrow it down to the NFC.
Oh,
Well-
yeah. Philly. We forgot about Philly.
I was about to
So-
say the wild thing is I still think Philly can win that division, but I still think of them as one of the worst teams in the NFL.
That's only because they have a tie. It's only because they have a tie.
Cincinnati.
One thing, let me ask you quickly about the Panthers and the whatever they're called, Washington. Ron Rivera is a good coach. I don't know why he got let go, but with Washington now you got Jack Del Rio handling the defense, right?
Yeah.
The defense is looking decent. Ron Rivera, from what I've seen, and I don't really know him that well. I know he's from Cal Berkeley or wherever he's from, but he seems to be a real good coach. I mean, they seem like they've got a lot of potential, and Washington, and I think it's I don't really understand what happened with Carolina, why he was let go, but I think he's going to do good with Snyder in Washington. I think
It was
so.
a friendly breakup. It wasn't. Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes
I like Ron Rivera.
you right there. You're the Panthers guy.
Well, I'm just saying. I think I was never a huge fan of Rivera. I mean, I liked him as a player. I thought he was a good player.
Yeah.
I just never thought he was that great of a coach. And I think the players that he had, I mean, the decisions he made toward the end of his career there were, I mean, what, they didn't make the playoffs 2 years in a row or something like that, and just whatever, and really didn't do well in the division, that kind of thing. I mean, Was he? I believe he was the coach when they went to the Super Bowl, right?
I think so.
Yeah, the most recent one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The most recent one. So I mean, so when you can get a team there, and I don't think it's all on the coach either. You know, for years, Panthers drafted defensive and linebackers and stuff like that, and spots where he played.
Yeah.
And they didn't do that the last two. And I don't know if that's him or if that's something else, if they all of a sudden decided to do whatever. But with McCaffrey and what you had, and you couldn't get there and stuff like that, and then you had, and then you, I don't know, it's just tough. It's hard. And like I said, I think it's a friendly thing. It was a friendly thing that it happened.
Okay.
But at the same, I think it was just a mutual thing. To me, though, I don't understand why you let a coach go anytime, because unless you know somebody that's coming to you that's going to absolutely be better, there's not a lot of great ones to choose from.
Right.
They're not bouncing around. So I don't know. That's just my theory and my thoughts. But
So
that's
my
what I-
opinion on and I think the Panthers fall into this, but how about the Packers the year prior? Sometimes you actually just need that breakup. It's not that
Right.
it's not that it was Rivera's fault,
right.
and it's not that it was McCarthy's fault. I mean, McCarthy was winning freaking 10 to 12 games a year in Green Bay for the longest time, but it gets to a point where I think you just need a change. You need a different philosophy. You need a different you need a different, like with the Packers, for example, like maybe Rodgers just did the same thing in practice for the past 10 years. And maybe that was preventing him from getting a little bit better each year, even though Rodgers is great. But maybe when LaFleur got in there, it was like, oh, no, we don't do that. I'm going to do this at practice. Or
Yeah,
I'm going to
fresh-
do this. Or, yeah, like a fresh set of eyes on film, where maybe McCarthy didn't see this stuff and LaFleur sees it in a different way. Where it's like it sparked something in Rodgers. And like granted, Cam left too, which once again, that's a very good thing for the Panthers to just move on from that. But I think it's a fresh start. Like if Rivera's stuck in his old ways and maybe he favors the players that have been there 10 years, but the organization is really trying to rebuild.
Yeah.
By not re-signing Greg Olson. That was everybody loved Greg Olson, the fans, the players,
Exactly.
everyone. And then
Yeah.
I think the organization was just like, no, we are starting over. I mean, obviously, you don't get rid of McCaffrey because he's young and a stud. But I think it was more, it's just sometimes you just need something new and fresh and like people take the energy back up. Anytime you get that new coach, you start. I mean, teams under these like the Texans and the Falcons, you get under that interim coach.
Yeah.
Something's different. There's a different vibe at work, and you just
The guys get motivated again. Yep.
Yeah.
You're right. And that's why they got rid of Fox, and that's why they got rid of Rivera. Same reason both times. It's just
I think a lot of times that happens. Unless you have a Belichick or you have somebody that's just
or
proven
Mike
themselves.
Tomlin. Hopefully they never get rid of him.
Tomlin. I mean, seriously, over and over and over. And you trust me, you have some Steeler fans. You hear them on the radio that just want to get rid of Tomlin and stuff. I'm like, what? Hold on, where did that come from? They lost one game. Hold on a
But
second.
to that point, Dad, like when you start losing too many games, like the Panthers kind of did,
Yeah,
like
no, I
that's
get it.
happening right now with Tomlin with one loss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So think about if you're losing 9 games or 7 games. Well,
Yeah.
then those fans start getting louder. And I'm not saying you do everything the fans want because the fans are pretty stupid usually. But
Right.
if your fans are just like unanimously saying we want a new coach, it's hard to just I mean, like think about what the Cowboys did with Jason Garrett.
sure.
Jerry Jones said, I don't care what y'all are saying. I don't care what anybody's saying. I'm sticking with Jason Garrett for life. And what did it
No.
get him?
Couple
A couple
years.
playoffs. A couple playoffs. I
Yeah.
mean, what? But he stuck with Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett coached there for what, 10 years?
Yeah.
Not too long.
And he won tops like freaking 10 games. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
That's
like,
arguably that was his puppet, and he liked
yeah,
it.
exactly. But like from a fan standpoint, like from a GM standpoint, the ones that aren't egotistical, like Jerry Jones, you care that your fans have hated this guy or wanted him out for 3 years. So
Right.
So how about Dan
That's a good
Snyder?
point.
Is he,
That's a good
is he,
point,
is he a hands-on kind of owner? Dan Snyder? I don't know.
no.
Jackson. Or is he
No.
pretty much just a businessman and says, "Oh,
Well, no, he's not. Well, he's not like Jerry Jones. I guess
Right.
hands on, I do think Jerry Jones because Jerry Jones gets his hand in the pot
he's
way too much.
he goes to
I mean, adding, releasing players, drafting players,
Sure.
But I don't think Snyder, from what I understand, is that. But he's not just a businessman that this is just a moneymaker for him. I think he cares and he's part of those decisions, but he's
But
not a
yeah.
tyrant like Jerry Jones.
He lets him do
Dictator probably is a better word.
It's interesting. Yeah, all the owners are a little bit different. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, look how Jerry Jones is just obviously to your point, Stephen. He's just too involved.
Very much so.
Almost like he's to blame if anybody for where the team's going. I mean,
And then I think he was like, all right, I'm gonna loosen the reins. I'm gonna play a little more hands off, and then hired his son-in-law as the. So Jim was like, "Oh, okay, because you're not in his ear every Christmas."
Like Trump did the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I'm gonna step down. I know he shares a name, but no relation. Trump Jr. is what they call him, but no big deal.
Wade Phillips is out there looking for a job, isn't he? It's already he's just sitting at home waiting for the phone to ring. I don't know.
It's tough though, isn't it? It's tough, I tell you. All right.
I have a question real quick. It was something I noticed that's really cool at ESPN. Maybe it's been there for a while, but I just noticed it either last night or I guess, Monday night's game, that they're starting to show that the personnel. Has that been there for a while? Like, in the bottom lower third or whatever, they have all the stats. And then when the offense is out there, all of a sudden you got a pop-up that shows the personnel out there and whether they're in, 11 personnel or how many tight ends, how many, the players that are on the field, which is kind of a cool fantasy thing.
So you're saying live during the game?
Live during? I just noticed it. I don't know if it's new.
Where'd you see that?
Monday night game.
On computer, phone, what?
Oh, I'm sorry, television.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. That is cool, though.
So they bring
That's
up the personnel. Yeah, totally. So it'll tell you if they're in 10 personnel or how many tight ends or what. How's that work? Yeah, 10 personnel is 1 running back, 0 tight ends, right? And then, but they'll tell you who's out there. It's like, oh, this is great. This is
Yeah, that's
cool.
cool.
So I didn't know if that was new or not, but ESPN.
Did they just highlight that on one play, or was it like?
No, it was every time there was a change of personnel. So at first,
How could they do that? I don't see how somebody would have to be typing that ongoing. How could you do that? And wouldn't you get it wrong? I mean, I don't get it.
It's so cool.
Did the Jets have 11 D linemen on the field the last play?
No, they went with 10. They just said, we'll go with 10.
They put them all at linebacker.
We're tanking for Trevor. Let's just bring 10 people in.
Yeah. But it'd be kind of cool if it catches on because it's great for fantasy and it's great for just knowing who's out there because
That would be cool.
yeah, I
I did not notice that though.
I don't see how you could do that. I just don't see how somebody could sit there and have that and have it be accurate without a
Unless they had
timeout.
templates, right? Maybe they could just slide the
just put
template
it
up
up.
there.
But to know who's in there, though,
But it was
Oh.
always they would wait for a change, like when you see guys coming out the field, and then all of a sudden it would show them when he's coming up under center. If they got like 5 seconds left, and boom, it'll pop up and tell you who's in. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I like it.
I mean, yeah, that's what I love about that's why I love watching Tony Romo. I love when they dive a little deeper into like analyzing a game and analyzing plays.
So I noticed something. I know that you're a Chris Collinsworth hater, Michael,
His son.
but
Yeah.
the who's the Joe Buck Troy Aikman?
oh yeah,
Troy Aikman gets on my last nerve. Buck, I know everybody gives Buck a hard time, but I don't think he's that bad. I think he's pretty good.
yeah, he's pretty good.
But Troy Aikman he's got one of those voices too, like Collinsworth. He's just like, and
I
then the play happens and he was like, well, that's probably the best tackler that they have on the team. And then the next play is like somebody else makes a tackle. It's probably their best tackler on the team. It's just like shitting out his mouth the whole night.
Hey, listen, I'm the same way now on the Thursday night games. I turn the volume off. I just listen to Sirius Radio.
Yeah.
turn on Sirius, and then just paste my TV to a right thing because my devices all play it in the house. So I'm like, yep, I do the exact same thing. I agree with you.
Sirius does the Westwood One, Kurt Warner, and the other guy that's been doing it for 9,000 years. That's a pretty good one, actually.
It is a good
Collinsworth
one.
was trying to say that Mahomes, and I'm not saying he's not good at this, but that he's the best at getting people to go off sides with the hard count.
Yeah, I heard
You know,
that.
like,
It was like,
I'm
what
like,
about Aaron
oh,
Rodgers, dumbass?
Yeah.
Aaron
Steve
Rodgers has been doing that for 15
Breeze.
years.
Breeze is
Yeah.
even
True.
better.
But I'm saying,
I
like,
mean,
Rodgers,
seriously.
literally, that is like
I
what
know.
he does.
Right.
And if you ever see someone switching someone on defense,
Yeah.
Rodgers goes and
Yeah.
snaps the ball to get a penalty. Like, I was just like, I mean, come on, Collinsworth. Not
No,
everybody
I
has to
agree.
be the best at everything that's happening right that moment.
I turn the volume down. If I'm in my
Al
room,
Michael called him on it, too. He was like,
I know.
"Oh, but Aaron Rodgers wouldn't like to hear you say that.
I love Al Michael. I mean, I could listen
Yeah,
to
I
him.
know. He's so
I
good.
love him. I really do. And then the day they had Dungy and Trico on because of the extra Wednesday game, they were great. I loved listening to them. I like Mike Trico when he was on Monday Night Football and did the play-by-play or whatever.
Yeah.
I really like him. I think
Yeah,
he
he's
does
good.
he does a lot of research. He's just good with what he does, and he knows the game, etc. And
The
Dungy,
Monday night guys suck, too.
oh,
I
I
need
know. I
John
agree.
Madden back.
Yeah. Hey, at least we don't have Booger McFarlane. God.
Oh, God,
He was
that
the
was
worst.
awful. That
In
was
some
awful.
weird floating chair or whatever that was. Like, what the hell?
They had to get a Sunbelt rental thing to put him up on the thing.
Are we futuristics? Like, not every spaceship looking thing is futuristic. What the hell?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. No. No, but that was great when I actually sent NBC a Twitter message out there, and if you could just get rid of Collinsworth and bring back Trico or whatever and have Dungy, I would much rather have this because I can't stand listening to that mush mouth. And I got so many comments on that agreed. It was
Yeah.
like they retweeted and all this kind of stuff. I was like, damn, all right, that's cool. Because I mean, I just can't stand it. I don't like his voice. And I agree. I'm about the same way now with Aikman, the same way what you just said. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, he's bad. I don't want to hear him anymore.
It's just not it's just not a good conversation. And it's just, I mean, it's not very appealing. Tony Romo is really good.
I like Tony.
He does a good job. I think you know, he's a Dallas Cowboy announcer that's actually really good.
Right.
Quarterback.
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboy quarterback.
It's so funny, like how like just certain people want to hear certain things because like I've talked
I'm
to
gonna stop
people
a
who
lot.
think
I'll stop.